NFL news and rumors coming at you here on NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Mitchell Renz, Harrison Graham, a lot to talk about, especially around one Stephon Gilmore and whether or not he's going to get traded. So there was a report out there that, New England's at least going to take some calls around potentially moving on from their star cornerback. There were some people that were like, no, it's not going to happen. Albert Breer came out and said that they're not going to get a first-round pick for him. Personally, I'm a believer where if you can get a first-round pick for Stephon Gilmore at this point, if you're New England, maybe you do it. But it's crazy to think that the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, he could get dealt. Because we said it before. 3 weeks ago, I would have said, no way.
This has been all over the place leading back to the offseason, Mitch. Think about the offseason. Oh, the Patriots are tanking. They're not even going to go get a quarterback.
Yep.
Oh, well, then they go get Cam Newton. Then he actually plays well.
We were talking about him not being comeback, but like potentially MVP.
Sleeper MVP guy after that duel with Russell Wilson in Seattle. Well, now Cam Newton can't throw a spiral, basically. He is not looking good at all the last few weeks. Patriots lose 3 in a row. All of a sudden, the Gilmore trade rumors are back. So, it's going to be interesting to see how the next 4, 5, 6 days play out.
Then I found this little nugget here, right? So, Stephon Gilmore, you're talking about trade rumors. Something you need to do is take a little bit of a deeper dive. Right now, Gilmore's house is on the market for sale. Sure, it's underneath his wife's name, but I still think that means something. It is listed on Realtor.com. It was put there on the website on Tuesday. If you don't believe me, go look for yourself. Underneath property details.
This is amazing.
It literally says all offers, if any, due on Tuesday, this November 3rd at 5 p.m. Okay? Why is that important? The NFL trade deadline is November 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, sure, his wife, she went to Twitter. She started laughing at the people talking about this story. But as far as I'm concerned, if you put your house up for sale and you put that underneath the details, there is some truth to this
Sometimes there's coincidences, sometimes there's not.
Where there's smoke, sometimes there's a fire.
This is not a coincidence.
I agree.
This is one of those like, hey, we're going to know on this day if we need to move, so get your offers in. And,
exactly.
If we don't get traded, we'll just pull the listing. So we'll see how that plays out. Gilmore's still been really good this year. Maybe he's been slightly down compared to what he was last year, but he was Defensive Player of the Year in 2019, which is incredible for a cornerback. The Patriots have some decisions to make, Mitch, because – they kind of have to decide now, do they want to get into the mix for being in the top 3 to 5 in the draft? Trading Gilmore tells me yes. Like, hey, we're trying. We stink. We don't think we can win with Cam Newton, which the last few weeks would suggest that.
I agree.
So trading Gilmore, maybe even a couple of other pieces, would make some sense if they want to get into the top 5, top 7, and draft one of those quarterbacks.
So I'm curious, here at Chat Sports, we want y'all to participate in our shows. We have 565 people watching live, but let's say you didn't watch the live show. I want you to go down in the comments section and let Harrison and I know, will the New England Patriots end up trading Stephon Gilmore? Give me a Y for yes or type N for no. Let's keep the trade conversation going here. Zach Ertz of the Philadelphia Eagles, could he potentially be on his way out? So there was a report before he went on IR that 2 teams, they were the Ravens and the Packers, showed interest in the tight end. And also today, the Eagles, they promoted, Dallas Goedert off the IR.
Reactivated him. He's back on the active roster, so he's
probably the better way to say
good to go. Yeah, promoted would suggest from the practice squad. No, he's back from IR. Ertz is still on IR, which just makes this tricky. It's kind of hard to trade players. A team you're trading him to would have to bypass a physical essentially and say, we'll take our chances. I think it's too difficult.
Too difficult?
If he was healthy, not only this, he's not played that well this year.
Sure. You could also maybe put some blame on the Eagles.
Sure, Carson Wentz hadn't been his best, but the bottom line is Zach Ertz has come out and basically said, I want to get paid like Travis Kelce and George Kittle. He's not that level player, especially at this point in his career, and he's been hurt this year. I don't think trading him is that likely because they're not going to get proper value right now. So I don't think he gets traded. I think the Eagles stand pat when it comes to the tight end position.
Well, we'll make you a deal. If Stephon Gilmore, Zach Ertz, or if any other big-time players do end up getting traded, we will make a video about it. And if it's a gigantic player, maybe like a Julio Jones or something, heck, we might even go live. So make sure you don't miss the latest NFL news and rumors. Make sure you don't miss anything around the NFL trade deadline. We got you updated, breaking down videos every single day. Heck, we We basically release a new video every 3 hours. Go ahead, hit that big red button. Let's now look at Zach Ertz's numbers. You said it earlier. He hasn't played as well, and I'm going to put a little bit of blame on Ertz. I'm also going to put a little bit of blame on Carson Wentz, and the numbers, they're definitely going to show that. What I also want to show, though, is right now the tight end depth, right? Because you got Ertz, but you also have this other guy named Dallas Goedert. And we said this like 2 months ago. Tom kind of laughed at us. Maybe, and just maybe, Zach Ertz isn't the best tight end anymore on his own roster. So you know what? Settle the debate here at Chat Sports. Ertz or Goddard, ZE for Zach Ertz, DG for Dallas Goedert. Who's the better Eagles tight end?
It's at least a conversation.
I agree.
If they're both 100% healthy, I'm still typing ZE.
Okay.
But it's close enough that, hey, if you can ship off Ertz for like a third-round pick, I'd probably do it because I'm not paying Ertz big money when I've got Dallas Goedert. So I'm typing in my ZE.
So I'm going to go with ZE as well when fully healthy, and if money's not involved, it is Ertz. But if you're telling me I got to pay Zach Ertz top 5 tight end money or keep Dallas Goedert where he is, I'm probably going to end up going with Goddard. All right, y'all, I'm going to kick this one over to Harrison. He's going to take it away with the latest Bears news and rumors.
Got a lot of stuff surrounding the Chicago Bears now. I am Harrison Graham, as always. Allen Robinson is in the concussion protocol. This kind of coming out of nowhere. Obviously, the Bears had a tough Monday Night Football game as they fell 24-10 to the Los Angeles Rams. There was no chatter of this after that game. All the chatter was on the quote from Brian Griese, that what Nick Foles said to him, but that's not what we're talking about today. Injury news is today's topic, and he's in concussion protocol, which, according to Matt Nagy, which is a problem because the Bears play the Saints this week, and they got to bounce back in a hurry. Allen Robinson has been one of the top receivers in the NFL, despite this putrid Bears offense that ranks in the bottom 7 of every major category. 40 grabs, almost 500 yards, 2 touchdowns. Could you imagine what this guy would do in an elite offense? It would be unbelievable. But if the Bears are without Allen Robinson on Sunday against the New Orleans Saints, I like what I'm seeing from Darnell Mooney, but number 1 receiver, not so much. Anthony Miller has been really inconsistent. Javon Wims hasn't showed a ton. This is a big problem for the Bears heading into this Week 8 matchup against the New Orleans Saints coming up on Sunday, because this is a tough one. You got to bounce back in a hurry. The Saints are looking to continue to get back on track as well after their slow start to the season. I think the Bears have a chance playing at home. Don't love their chances without Allen Robinson. So who you got? Type NO for the Saints. Type CHI for the Chicago Bears. Let me know who you're picking in this game. I'll say this. If Allen Robinson does not play on Sunday, the Bears will not win this game. They need their number 1 receiver out there. So if he's out, I'll type NO. If he's in, I think the Bears have a pretty decent shot because they've been resilient all year, and I think they'll bounce back. More injury news. Cody Whitehair, you guys saw he left Monday Night Football with that calf injury. Matt Nagy says it doesn't seem serious, but the way he was talking, I'm not super optimistic he will play this week against the New Orleans Saints, which is a even bigger problem, arguably, because this Bears offensive line is a disaster. I don't know about you guys, but this group has been brutal to watch. Rashad Coward can't play a lick. We know the Bears' tackles are a big problem overall. And now if Cody Whitehair can't go, look for Sam Mustipher to step in like he did in relief. He didn't play very well at center. This O-line has major issues considering James Daniels is your best one. He's out for the season. And your second best offensive lineman, Cody Whitehair, he's now injured, and he might miss some time as well. Crowded NFC. Bears need to bounce back in a hurry very, very quickly. So I'll ask you guys this. Will the Chicago Bears make the playoffs in 2020? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Because you look at the NFC North, they're going to be in this race, I believe, throughout the season for the most part. You got the Packers 2 more times. Hopefully you at least split that one there and keep pace with Green Bay. But the NFC playoff picture as a whole, it's crowded. It's very crowded. Now, the Bears have the tiebreaker right now over Arizona and the Rams based on conference record, which is a good thing, but that head-to-head against Los Angeles could come back to bite them, depending on where Arizona finishes up. I think you want to focus on the NFC North because you got the 49ers who are in the mix. The Saints are in the mix. A lot of competitive teams in the NFC. Shout out to the NFC East for getting a playoff team in because they're garbage, but can't change the rules. This is just what it is. And this stretch right here, Saints this week at the Titans, got to find a way to split one of these two games here. You got to win one of them because then you get Minnesota, bye week, and then at the Packers. So this is a tough stretch here for Chicago before finishing up with a fairly light schedule, but that's the latest Bears injury news. Hopefully Allen Robinson can get ready to go against the Saints on Sunday.
And I'm back, and we have a special offer for everyone who's watching the show right now. Go support our troops. This is an awesome deal that we got going on. All salute to service gear. It goes, the portion of the proceeds that are made, it doesn't go to the NFL. It goes to all the sponsors of Salute to Service.
They go to the nonprofit military organization. So the proceeds go to really good services there.
Correct.
Basically, you're supporting the troops.
Exactly.
Like if you want to just put it in simple terms, like this money is going to go to good causes. So, and guys, this gear is sweet. Like you got some of the 2019 stuff, the 2020 stuff. I know some of the stuff from last year is on sale, which is a great deal, up to 50% off. You go to that link, Mitch, chatsports.com/salute. We got T-shirts, hats, hoodies. Some jerseys are still available.
Up to 50% off.
Women's gear as well. You got women's hoodies, women's tees, women's jerseys, all kinds of stuff available at chatsports.com/salute. Pick up this sweet gear today. Goes to a good cause. It's a win-win for everybody involved.
Also, the other thing that I like is you can get the stuff that's available for this year, last year, and I believe all the way back to 2018. Again, the link is available for you all in the chat and in the description, chatsports.com/salute. Miami Dolphins news and rumors coming at you here at NFL, or I guess by Chat Sports. There was a report that came out, and I'm going to use this report as a a bullshit term, just to be honest with y'all, that Xavien Howard was on the trade block. This came from Omar Kelly of the South Florida Sun Centennial, and it's funny because I love when people put things out, and then the actual NFL team calls BS and calls it fake news because the Miami Dolphins are not trading Xavien Howard, and somebody got called out on it, and I absolutely love it. Like, have you guys ever seen the movie with Adam Sandler, and they're like, I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul? That's basically what the Miami Dolphins did here to this guy. I mean, look at this quote. This is exactly it. The report is the South Florida Sun Centennial is factually incorrect, and based on the rumors, the paper practiced poor journalism by not reaching out to the team for comment or the chance to respond prior to publishing the story. We are not exploring any trades regarding Xavien Howard. This is incredible. And you know what? Miami's kind of in this difficult situation where, like, what do we do exactly with Howard? He's been great. He's got 11 tackles, 4 interceptions, which, by the way, that's leading the NFL right now. And when he's been fully healthy, he has been phenomenal. Now, when you look right now at the Dolphins secondary, Byron Jones, you paid him big money. Him and Howard, when they're healthy, that might be the best duo in the league. Nick Needham definitely needs to step up. Rowe, McCain, they've actually played a lot better than what I anticipated personally. But when you have Miami, you're a team that's right there. Like, are they good? I'm not 100% sure. Are they bad? No, I'm not going to go that route either. So when I think about the Miami Dolphins, and I'm wondering, will they make a trade? So you know what? Maybe you guys can help me out a little bit. Give me a Y for yes, or I want you to type your N for no. And the reason why I could say yes is because, well, they are still in the hunt in the AFC East. The reason why I would say no is because you're looking at a team that I don't think right now is their Super Bowl window. And they have 2 first-round picks. You have 2 second-round picks. Maybe you play for the future. But at the end of the day, it's been a long time since Miami's really been a successful franchise, I would say. And at 3-3, they are right here in the playoff mix. Sure, you don't see their logo up on screen. But the Colts right now, at that 7 seed, guess who's the only team, or I should say, guess who's the team right behind them? It's the Miami Dolphins. And this is a team that's right in the middle of it. Sure, not too many teams in the thick of the playoff hunt bench their starting quarterback, and I still will say that I am a believer that benching Ryan Fitzpatrick wasn't quite the right thing to do. He himself said he was surprised. I would imagine a lot of other players were surprised too. Am I a big fan of Tua? Yes, absolutely. He is going to be a great quarterback. But I still don't know if it would have been the right move to do. So will the Dolphins end up making the playoffs at 3-3 right now? It's a tough one. Make it a little bit easier for me. If you guys want to type that P for playoffs, I would appreciate it. If you think they're going to end up missing the playoffs, type M for miss. If you're a Dolphins fan and you haven't already subscribed to our Dolphins channel, make sure you do. YouTube.com/Dolphins News.
We just had something come through, Mitch, as I rejoin you here on NFL Daily. Quinton Spain signs with Cincinnati, so the second offensive lineman they pick up today. Remember, they trade Carlos Dunlap to Seattle and pick up B.J. Finney, the offensive lineman there. They also add Spain, the guard who is on the open market. Shout out to the Bears, who refused to improve their offensive line. They could have used Quinton Spain, but they did not go in that direction. Wanted to throw this in there, just came through. The Bengals beefing up their offensive line, which is smart because Burrow has been getting hit a lot this year.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, this isn't too much of a surprise. He came in yesterday, I believe, for a visit, and this was an anticipated signing, and like you said, they needed offensive line help, and they got
Quick
some.
note, could play this week, probably next week by the time all the COVID stuff, the official signing goes through, but it's possible that he could play this week.